Welcome to the Contra Costa College Library's Jumpstart workshop on MLA citations. In this session, we will learn why we cite. We will go over the two methods of citation. We will learn the difference between what you need to cite and what you don't. I'll show you how to create a Noodle Tools account. I'll give you a brief introduction of this online tool to help you create a works cited, which most of your instructors want at the end of your papers. We will learn about how the library can help, and I'll give you contact information for the library. Why do we cite? Let's just say it goes beyond my instructor told me to. Reason number one, your argument is stronger. If you can show that you've done research and you attribute a thought or idea to someone, the point you're trying to prove will be more powerful. Reason number two, you acknowledge an author's work. You are giving the original author of the work credit for what they wrote. Think of it as empowering the original author. You get better grades. Your instructor will know that you followed directions by using citations. Reason number four, you avoid plagiarism. This is a big one. For most of us, we are learning new things when we read articles. And by citing these ideas, we acknowledge that the ideas didn't come from us, but from someone else. Now we're going to learn how to use other people's ideas responsibly. The first method is direct quotation. In other words, using someone else's words. According to Consumer Reports, quote, 4.8 million people have used Facebook to say where they plan to go on a certain day, a potential tip-off for burglars. And that 4.7 million liked a Facebook page about health conditions or treatments. Details an insurer might use against you, end quote. 24. This demonstrates that social media users need to be more concerned about the information that they share online. You can see here that the author's words are surrounded by quotes and incorporated into the sentence. The page number 24 from the Consumer Reports article is included in this example. At the end of your paper, you would cite the source since you used the author's words. The second method is paraphrasing. In other words, someone else's ideas in your own words. Even though you've changed the original wording, you'll still need to attribute the idea to the original author. Millions of Facebook users have posted details about when they will be away from home, which could make their homes targets for burglary. Consumer Reports 24. This demonstrates that social media users need to be more concerned about the information that they share online. In this example, the idea that I read for the first one is still there, but it has been put into your words. You can see at the end of the paragraph, the page number and journal name are still present. And even though you've paraphrased, just like the first example, you still need to include this in your works cited. Here's a rule of thumb. Paraphrase as much as possible and use quotations only when the author's words are awesome. In-text citations can come in lots of flavors. It's the writer's choice. Wordsworth stated that Romantic poetry was marked by a, quote, spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, end quote. Wordsworth is mentioned as the author, and the page number is in parentheses at the end. Romantic poetry is characterized by the, quote, spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. In this example, only a few words are used, but they are in quotations. Notice that Wordsworth's name is next to the page number, all of which is in parentheses. Wordsworth extensively explored the role of emotion in the creative process. This last example is a paraphrase. You can tell because there's no quotation marks, but the author's name is mentioned and the page number is in parentheses. What you don't need to cite. Let's not go wild. Here's a hint. You don't need to cite everything. The first thing you don't need to cite is your own ideas. For example, if you write something about how cute kittens are, that's your own opinion. Or you can say that chocolate is delicious. Again, that's your own idea or opinion. Another thing you don't need to cite is common knowledge. As a Californian, most of us know that Sacramento is the capital of California, or that the Golden Gate Bridge is in San Francisco. Now I'm going to show you one of the tools the college has to help you with your citations, Noodle tools. Why not let technology do all the hard work? First, we are going to create a Noodle Tools account. I'm going to do that by opening up a web browser and go to the library's webpage. We'll go to Noodle Tools, and then we'll log in. Let me show you how that's done. We're going to go to contracosta.edu/library. We will scroll down the page and click on databases. Once here, you can either click on N for Noodle Tools or go down the alphabetical list of databases that the library has down to Noodle Tools. Once here, you'll need to log in with your Insight username and password. In order to use the Noodle Tools account, you'll need to register. Click on Register. I recommend leaving everything the way it is. And for your personal ID, I recommend using your Insight username and password. That way you'll know it's connected to your school account and it will be easier for you to remember your login. In the meantime, since I already have an account, I'm going to log in. And I'll show you a couple tips real quick. As you can see, I've used Noodle Tools before, but if this is your first time using it, nothing will be here under projects. And what you'll do is you'll click on the plus that says New Project. For today's example, I'm just going to call this MLA Citations. Leave everything as it is and click on Submit. Once here, you're going to click on Sources. Your sources are going to be a list of everything that you read and need to cite in your paper. Once the page is done loading, you can choose New Source. Today, I'm just going to choose Database. And I found a good magazine article. At this point, follow the prompts from Noodle Tools and fill out the information that you do have. If you notice that you don't have some of the information that it calls for, don't make something up. It's better to have less than more. In the meantime, let me go back to my projects and let me show you how you would do a works cited. I'm going to choose this English 82 research paper. Again, I'm going to go to my sources. And as you can see, I have 2 entries. At this point, I'm going to choose print or export. You can choose print or export to Word, as rich text format, as a Google Doc, as a web page. For the purpose of this demonstration, since it does open up in a new window, I'm going to choose Preview as a web page. You can see here, Noodle Tools puts everything in perfect format for you and in alphabetical order. You don't need to change anything. You can add this to the last page of your paper and your instructor will be very happy. If you need more help for MLA citations, you can check out some of the library resources. On the libraries page, we have an MLA citation guide. You can see the address here, libguides.contracosta.edu/MLA. Another page I like to look at when I have some questions about MLA citations is the Purdue OWL. That is the online writing lab. And that is owl.purdue.edu, and then scroll down for MLA help. Do you need more help? Your Contra Costa College librarians are always available to help. You can email us at library@contracosta.edu. You can call us or text us at 510-426-5026, or you can get 24/7 chat. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to the library's webpage and follow the links. Thanks for watching. And if you need more help, don't hesitate to ask one of the college librarians either in person, but via phone, or by chat. For more Jumpstart workshops, visit the library's YouTube channel. Thank you.